Welcome once again here on Regional Radio Sports. We're at Holy Cross College at Notre Dame, Indiana, joined by one of my favorite basketball players that I got to get a chance to see this year. I've already seen him once this year, Jameer Washington, who had a great career playing at James Wickham Riley High School on the south side of South Bend, playing from one of my good friends, Mark Johnson, over there. And I want to start right there, Jameer, playing for a guy like Mark Johnson, who in my opinion is a legitimate Hall of Fame basketball coach. You had a great fundamental principles as you started your career as a high school basketball player. So let's talk about playing here locally and coming back to play here locally.
Oh, well, of course, like you said, Mark Johnson, I believe the Hall of Fame coach as well. He set the foundation really to pave the way for the rest of the college basketball player like me. Starting off with him, like, you don't get that kind of coaching every day growing up in high school. Definitely not around in the local area. So I really, I was really blessed to be able to get that coaching from him himself. Growing up locally, and then coming back here locally, I felt like it was like a come back home type thing. I had the opportunity to be able to come back home. So, yeah, that's why I was able to come back here.
One of the things that I've said, matter of fact, I said it on the broadcast the other day, I said pound for pound, Jameer is one of the best basketball players in America because I think he uses that frame of his so well to contend down low. And it was a great battle the other night we had a chance to watch between him and Gage Ott. I thought it was tremendous basketball in the Holy Cross Bethel tilt right here at the McKenna Arena. But, you've been able to use your body. And let's face it, if you are 6'8", you are playing in the Big Ten right now, legitimate with the body that you have, but you're not. Mm-hmm. But you've taken advantage of the skill set that you've had and used your body. Is that something that you were taught, or is that just something that is something you just developed by just playing?
I'm thinking in the beginning it was more so taught. I realized that growing up, I was younger and I was a little chubbier, of course. So, of course, I was always down low. And then it began as I began to get in high school. Coach helped me to develop and stuff like that, things I can do to help me. And then being in football, of course, helps it as well. But I think as I got in college, it was more of a development thing. Like, okay, this is what I can do. I know I can bang down low. I can do all that with the down low people, And then, again, it comes with heart as well. So I think over the years, the last few years for sure has definitely been developed.
I've been publishing the Indiana Football Digest the last 25 years, and one thing that I've always liked to talk to athletes about is the importance of playing multiple sports in high school. And as you mentioned it, playing multiple sports in high school. If you were to give advice to a young kid coming up in junior high right now who's playing multiple sports, would you tell him to concentrate on one, or would you say continue to play as many as you can, and why would you tell him that?
Honestly, I think I would probably tell them to play as many sports as you possibly can because there's always opportunities for whatever that may be. But then again, that comes with, like, that person may like that whichever sport more because, like, for me, basketball is my first love. But I just did football because it helped me stay in shape as well. And I was pretty good at it as well. But I would definitely say, take the opportunity that presents itself and do it multiple sports. And I say that simply because, like, you just never know who's watching. You know what I'm saying? Even if you say, like, okay, basketball is my secondary sport. Well, then again, you never know what coach is watching that game or who's in the audience that day. So that might even open the door for you to be able to potentially go to college to play that sport.
One thing that Coach Mike McBride says is that you have an electric atmosphere around you, that everybody is better for being around Jameer. I'm paraphrasing this right now. And that here on this campus, you make everybody better being around this campus because of people like you, because you're actively involved in so many different things, from actively being involved in your church to as well as stuff on campus. Let's just talk about being an engaging athlete and person that you are. Where did that come from?
My mother. Yeah, definitely I could say my mother. She is involved in everything. I mean, like, literally since I was in little, she's just been on the go always, from work to church to volunteer at the homeless shelter to whatever may helping people, whatever may be. So I can definitely say I got that from her. And I realized, like, a lot of people don't have a lot of downtime when they come to college because they're away from family and stuff like that. So with me being in church and stuff and being really active in, like, the community, going to homeless shelters, like, that's really, like, kind of a plus, I guess you could say, by knowing me and and coming to the court with that. It's just like I have all this energy, like, always, because I love doing what I love. I'm here playing basketball, and so that's just a blessing itself right there. So I mean, that just gives me the motivation itself.
Talk about playing for Coach McBride. Talk about your teammates. Give us a sneak preview on what is in store for this men's basketball team this year.
Sneak preview. We have a lot of growing to do. I think we have a lot of potential that I think we have not ourselves seen. Coach definitely pushes us to try to see that. He sees it, of course. I feel like that's why he pushes us so hard. But when we really tap into that and what we can do and what we know we can get to that level, I think we'll be pretty hard to beat.
What would it mean to be able to contend for the CCAC crown and potentially send this team to the national tournament?
Man, it'd be a dream come true. Oh, it'd be, oh man, I can't even tell you. As you can see, I'm speechless myself. It'd be like a dream come true, literally. I mean, that's what we work for every day, day in and day out. Whether it's practice, whether it's conditioning, whether it's just eating right, whatever it may be, off the court, grades. But man, it'd be heaven on earth, literally.
Give us an idea when you finish up this basketball career playing here at Holy Cross, what would you like to do with your life?
I think I would like to do something with the kids. I enjoy working with the kids a lot.
Is coaching in the cards?
If coach would give me a coaching spot on the staff, then yeah, I'll come back and help. But definitely something with the kids, whether it's coaching, whether it's just mentoring, whatever it may be. But yeah, definitely.
All right, I want you to look back on all those games that you played in high school and the games thus far that you played as a collegiate athlete. Who's the toughest guy you've had to compete against in high school? Who was the toughest guy to compete against in college? And is there a particular reason why?
Let's see, high school. Give me a second to think. Who was the toughest guy that I had to compete against in high school? I would probably have to say probably Kenny Jones, probably from Clay High School. When I was in high school, for sure. Yeah, he was a tough one because he was long and athletic. So yeah, I can definitely say Kenny Jones. Here, since I've been here, I would have to say that's a tough one. There's a lot of good players in our league. Can I give you a couple?
Give me a couple.
I can say MC Gage Ott is definitely one because of course I played against him in high school, and seeing him develop from high school to college, he's a monster, like day and night, literally. So he's definitely one that's not non-conference. If I had to pick a conference player, I'd probably have to say Nick Reed. Definitely. I would definitely have to say him. He reminds me of me. And when it comes to energy-wise, he just has so much stamina. He's always going. He works so hard to get the ball, and he doesn't stop until he gets it. So I would definitely have to say Nick Reed.
One of the reasons you need to come out and see the Holy Cross men's basketball is come out and see Jameer. Stop and see him. Once again, he's got a wonderful personality. It's the same off the court as it is on the court. Full of energy, full of life. It's one of the great things about education-based athletics here at Holy Cross College. For Jameer and for JP, I'm Paul Condry. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports.